Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lemade.
The future is now. The future is now. The future is now.
I feel as if I haven't sat down and spoken to you guys face to face, one-on-one in a minute. So I said, you know what, let me speak to my people, let me tell them what's going on, and let me see if I can drop some advice, some tips, like share what has helped me personally in the hopes that will help somebody else. So in the past 2 weeks, I feel as if I've been like kind of living in my head. And in case you don't know, I'm like a deep thinker. Yeah, so I'm a deep thinker and I enjoy it until it becomes a bit too serious, and then it's like, oh mate, Lam, you need to get out of your head. So to my friends and like just people may see me like externally, everything is alright, and most of the time actually that is the case, and internally everything's fine as well. But then sometimes I have like, not hiccups, but it's just like moments that I ended up being in my head too much, and then like I start like overthinking, and then I end up like stressing over my own thoughts, and it's just like a cycle. So I said, nah, no more. So I've created tools and tips that help me get out of my own head anytime I'm just overthinking or thinking too deeply or just stressing over things that don't concern me essentially. And I thought I'll share that with you guys today. If you're like me, I'm a dreamer. Like, dreaming is my forte. The line between dreaming and reality can be quite blurry sometimes if I don't like snap out of it or make sure I'm not living in my head too much. So the first thing I would say to get out of your own head essentially is to look at the facts. So you need to think about it logically. What do the facts say? What does research say? What does data say? What does God say, most importantly? What is the truth? Like, you can look at the facts as well, but what is the truth? What does God say about you? What is the truth in his word? And I think that when I just do that, that just snaps me out of like my own insecurities or my own dysfunction essentially. Although I'm a dreamer, I am quite logical. The fact of it is that you've done this before, so you're likely to be able to do it again, and you've succeeded in it in this thing. So even if it's a completely new environment or a completely new thing, you are likely to succeed in this new thing. So when I just look at the facts, look at past experiences, it just really helps me snap out the mental barriers I might put in, or to come out of my own head and to just like live in the moment and just to put myself forward and get myself out of my comfort zone. The second thing that helps me get out of my own head and to like deal with like mental barriers or overthinking is, what is the root of this? So when I ask myself, what's the root of this? Is this fear? Is this exhaustion? Am I just really tired and then I'm just like burning myself out and keep trying to do things to make myself feel better, but it's just having like a reverse effect? Is this insecurity? Am I doing this because I'm trying to like overcompensate on something, or I'm trying to make myself worse if I'm capable, rather than just knowing the truth about myself? Like, what is the reason of me overthinking? So when you can identify it, I think it's easier for you to solve it, because you know what problem you're trying to solve. And once you know what the root is, you can identify what your triggers may be. So with me, I really don't like being stressed. Like, I know nobody likes being stressed, but I hate it. Like, it doesn't do me much good at all. Like, it has like the reverse effect, that it's not good for Lamide to be stressed. So I'd rather come across as if I don't care than to be stressed, like, no joke. So I think when you know your triggers, you can put good and healthy things in place that stops you from being triggered. So yeah, so with me, if I don't have enough sleep, if I don't have enough information about said thing, if I don't have enough time to complete an action, then that can be like a trigger for me. So just know your triggers and make sure you put things in place that can mitigate it should it occur, or that can easily solve the problem. It is really good for you to actually have a sit down with yourself and think about what is making me feel like this, and be really honest with yourself. Sometimes you'll just keep on going and keep on festering if you don't actually do something about it, and the sooner the better. You don't want it to just be like mold growing, rather than you actually like get that mold remover as soon as you see that mold, you know what I mean? So this is kind of like a continuation from my previous point. So once you know your triggers, you need to act accordingly. So there's no point of you just knowing your triggers and just leaving it and be like, oh, I'm triggered. Okay, then now what? So know your triggers and act accordingly. If it's a case that the reason you're feeling like this, or the reason you're overthinking, or the reason you're in your own head and just like having like a mental breakdown, hopefully it doesn't get that extreme, but those type of things is because of like comparison. What are you actually going to do about it to make sure that you remove yourself from that toxic environment and that you're able to be in a better place? So for me, if I find myself comparing myself to other people, which can happen quite a lot on like unconsciously, I just take like a social media break, or I just do something else. Like, I don't need to always be seeing what everybody else is up to. Like, I feel as if that's a waste of my own time, because I'm so focused on what you're doing, how your garden is looking. I'm not actually looking at my own self. I'm not actually focusing on my own interests or focusing on my own garden and looking after it. So you need to make sure that once you know your triggers, you act accordingly to mitigate it. Another point that I want to kind of touch on that could be like a reason that you are like having a mental breakdown, or that you're really overthinking, is really because of fear. Like, I truly believe that once you accept that fear has not hold over you, and it really doesn't, because there is freedom in Christ, amen. Like, genuinely, fear isn't real. It's false evidence appearing real. Do you know what I mean? Like, fear isn't real. And once you just allow yourself to feel the fear and do it anyways, and the more you do that, the easier it becomes. But one thing that really does help me is doing like a fear analysis. So once I've accepted that, like, yo, I'm actually afraid of this, or this is scaring me, I think, what is the worst that can happen? And every single time, the worst that can happen is never that deep. So I just do it anyways. So when most people just think, oh, Lamide's being so bold, Lamide's being so courageous. Yes, that might be the case, but I've also tried to look at the risk and doing like a risk assessment of the situation, and the risk is never that risky. So we're gonna go ahead with it and just live and you learn, essentially. So yeah, think about it logically. Think what is the worst that can happen and do it. Like, you actually only have one life, and I really don't want anybody who watches my videos or subscribes to my channel, or anybody that I come across and that I know, to live life in the default position. I really want you to choose the life you live at every single moment. Like, I want you to be able to own your decisions and say, I chose to do this, rather than like, this was forced upon me, or I just let this happen to me. Like, I want you to be able to choose your own decisions. So, and the best way for you to choose your own decisions is to make sure that things like fear don't have a hold over you, things like anxiety, things that just don't concern you. Like, why, like, what is the concern of what other people think of you? Like, what is your own concern with that? That's literally none of your business. Like, it just doesn't concern you. I decided to stop concerning myself with things that don't concern me. I ended up thinking about, oh, what about this, what about this? And it's just like, but that doesn't concern me, because I can't control that. I only control the controllables. Like, only think about what you can actually control, and everything else is none of your business. Like, generally, if you can't control it, it doesn't matter. It's not your business. Like, what can you do? What can you actually do? You're gonna die. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what can you do if you can't control it? You just have to hope for the best and pray and know that you will come out the other side of it well. Like, I hope this is not sounding too simple, because this is something I personally struggle with, which is why I'm making a video of it. But it's like, I need us, because we're truly in this together, to snap out of it and stop overthinking, stop thinking so far ahead, and to truly just live in the moment and only concern ourselves with things that concern us. Please, let's make a pact, let's make an agreement. Just hold out your hand and shake mine. My next point is, you need to get around uplifting people. So like 2 weeks ago, when I was just kind of like I was just like meh, I felt meh. Like, anytime people ask me, how are you, it's like, I don't know, like, I'm not 100%, I'm not 50%. Like, I think I was like, 75%, and to me that's not good enough. I enjoy being 100%. Obviously I understand that you would be 100% all the time, but it's like, if my mood is just decreasing all the time, there's a problem. I decided to stop thinking and just get me around my people. By now, I am hoping you guys really know that I am extroverted to the core. It's just the real me, I can't help it. I just got around my friends. I saw my peoples that I haven't seen because of lockdown since like March. Once I was around them, I was just around people I love, and people that give me energy, and people that I just cherish, and my mood instantly was better. I don't always have to be around people, but when I'm around people that affirm me and people that remind me of like of my worth and of my value, and people that just pour into me, like how can you not get out of your head? How can you not live in the moment? But this point may sound simple, but I know that many of us forget to do it. So what I need everybody to do is just be like seated for a second and just find stillness. Like you just need to be still and literally take a breath. So I'm gonna count down for us. Please just bear with me in this and just do it. Don't be like Lamine's being strange. I know I am, but let's just do it. So close your eyes. I'm gonna count out to 3 and we're gonna take 3 deep breaths, okay? So 3, 2, 1. And breathe out. In and out. One more time. In and out. That was great. So what I find is that when I feel stressed, when I feel overwhelmed, when I feel like there's so much going on in my mind, I just literally pause and take 3 deep breaths, and that just makes me feel centered. That just reminds me that I'm alive and that is something to be grateful for, and that just reminds me to literally just chill out. Like just chill out. There's still breath in your lungs, so there's still time to get everything done. So yeah, man, just take deep breaths when you feel overwhelmed, because it's truly it just does wonders for the mind. It slows down. Literally now, I hope you guys have seen how much slower my speech. English will not fail me because it's my only language. I hope you guys realize how much slower my speech is now after the deep breaths. Like it just does wonders for the mind, the body and the soul. So anytime you feel stressed, just breathe, just literally breathe. I find that when you think so big, it feels impossible. It's like, this can't happen, how is it meant to happen? Oh my God, there's so much going on. But once you just start small and say, what can I do to move the needle? And then you build it up. Or how can I make sure that I complete 1 task today? I don't need to do 10, I just need to do 1 task today. And then tomorrow, 2 tasks, 3 tasks, and you build it up. So I think you literally just need to start small and build it up, because every little really helps. Like Tesco got the right idea. Like the more you do, the easier it becomes. One quote that's stuck in my mind and I've just been holding on to a lot is, one thing leads to another, so do that one thing well. So I find that I have so many big ideas that is just like, I trust God is going to make it happen, but I never know where to start. And it's just like, just take the first step. Just do that small thing. Just do that one thing well, and that one thing will lead to another, and like it will just keep on leading to another and another and another until all of your big goals are accomplished. And literally, when I look at my life, it only just came with me like meeting that one person and building a true and authentic relationship with that person, and they introduced me to another person, another person, another person. So one thing truly does lead to another, so just do that one thing well. One thing COVID has taught me is that life is so short, so don't focus that small and short life that you have on worrying or being in your head, but really get yourself out there, live in the moment, and just enjoy life. Like guys, life is for living. That's all I have to say today. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been a minute, I know, I've just been running around, but I've enjoyed just like talking to you guys and just getting things off my chest, and I really hope this has helped somebody. Like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, have a good day, night, whatever. Okay, bye.